Today, we're going to cover circle prospecting and GeoFarm mastery. On Monday, we cover social media mastery, where we got all of our ads and posts and short form videos out or scheduled. And then yesterday, Tuesday, we did database mastery. We talked about the emails and the calls that we want to make to our different lists, our buyer list, our seller list. So we got that covered. And then today, we're going to cover circle prospecting, GeoFarm marketing, and how to get engaged into your local community a lot faster and a lot better for a lot less money. Let's go log into listingsleads.com. You're going to land on the dashboard. And we talked this yesterday. And the first thing I want you to do again is click on this icon in the top right. It says customize dashboard. And I want you to check recommended email blast. So I want you to make sure you got that checked. And then if you need to, scroll down the right side and find recommended email blast. You'll see a little panel for it right there. And I'm going to move mine up to under pending and just sold listings. And the reason we do that is we drop in information here that you can use. And I'm going to point it out to you. And then we're going to come back to it. So now if I scroll down, notice right below pending and just sold are email blasts for your database to engage seller and buyer leads. We got a couple of emails in here in particular that I'm going to talk about here. One is for sellers. How many of you have used this email yet? Rates lowered, more buyers, time for sellers. This email, why is that not coming up? Let me grab that email. Oh, that is so weird. Why is it going behind? All right, give me a second here. Oh, that's weird. Everybody hear me okay? Everybody see my screen? For some reason, it looks like my second monitor just froze. I'm going to unplug. Give me 1 second. Unplug. I'm trying to bring over this email. That is so weird. Okay. I apologize. Reload. I'm trying to reload my other monitor. Let's see if I can pop this out. That was the weirdest thing. I'll bring this over, and it was going to be adding to the other tab. This is the email. Rates lowered, more buyers, time for sellers. This email is in your account. It's ready to go. And we're going to take this content and I'm going to show you how to use it to target homeowners if you convert more homeowners into listings. But we'll get something covered sending this to your database. If you didn't see that video, the email is all ready for you. It's got your listings to leads signature at the bottom. So you can see that right here. Beautiful. And if they click the image, your agent website from listings to leads is going to come up. And so here's your agent website. But real quickly, the email is talking to people about the fact that rates are lower. More buyers are expected to come into the market because of the lowered rates and lower monthly mortgage. So all those home buyers for the last couple of years have been priced out of the market, or home buyers that have been thinking about buying a home might be coming back into the market. And so what we want to do is let the homeowners know now could be a great time to list your property before other homeowners come into the market, driving down the price again. Does that make sense for everybody? Now, this may not be completely true in every area. We can note email for buyers that maybe now is a better time to buy. You can use both emails. You can edit both of them. But today, if this one is appropriate for you, we're going to talk about getting that up to your database via the nearby homeowner letter. Real quickly here, I want to click on success stories in the lower right. And I want you to see here from our client Corey, 13 listings with a nearby homeowner letter. This is in a circle prospecting GeoFarm strategy that he has done, over $100,000 a year this year from that letter alone. All right. Bernadette here, in fact, this one here, she got 2 listings. All right. She listed the home, used the nearby homeowner letter, and got 2 listings from it. So this letter is absolutely one of the best tools to get listings in the industry. And there's a couple of great ways to use it. I'm going to walk through. And every one of you can do this, whether you have a listing or not. Okay. So the nearby homeowner letter typically goes with the listing. So if you've got an open house that you can do, whether it's yours or you borrow one to hold open, that's in an area where you want to get listings. If you've got a pending or sold listing that is in particular yours or one that you borrow, would be great as well. We've also got the free home buyers landing page that you can do this with also. And so Julieta says, letters, yeah, and you know what? You can, if you see here, she door knock. You can mail them, so you can use a service like Express Copy through Listing Aids. You can do it yourself. You can use, and you can use a pull cards and door hangers, but the letters definitely are a lot more powerful. All right, you can door knock with them. You can door drop. You can mail them. You can mail them through a professional service like Express Copy or Mailbox Power. Or you can, some people, they trifold them and address and stamp them. Or they'll pay a kid or they'll pay a teenager $20-$30 an hour to get done 50 to 100 and get them out the door. There's a lot of ways to do it. It's up to you how you want to do it. Corey, actually, what he did, he went in with 4 or 5 other people and they bought like $4,000 or $5,000 worth of equipment because they knew they wanted this to be a very strong part of their strategy. And so they got the equipment in their office. You could think about doing that as well. Talk to your broker, talk to a few other agents, let them know, hey, we obviously know that print marketing and being able to do letters and get the envelopes done and buy that equipment for one person is obviously too much. But Corey went in, I believe, with like 4 or 5 other people, bought the equipment, and now they are just cranking it out. All right. So there's a lot of ways to do this. So let me show you first, because literally using this letter for an open house is tremendously effective. Again, yours or borrowed. A couple of ways for the open house. If it's your listing, you could do a nearby neighbor open house. For example, I've got a listing here at 15 Ambia Way, got an open house. And if I click market listing, you're going to see the homeowner letter right there. And if we take a look at it before we talk too much about it, so you can see why it works so well. And if it's not your listing, you can still door knock this maybe the day or 2 before to invite all the neighbors to the open house. And it will give you a chance to talk to them, to meet them. Again, you can mail it, even if it's not your listing, right? To all the homeowners to run and invite them to the open house that you're going to be holding open for so-and-so. Here's the letter. Hope you had a great week. Just want to let you know that we're having an open house at 15 Ambia Way, granted May and Friday from 1 to 4. You give them the URL. They can scan the QR code and they can send a text. When that happens, they're going to enter the landing page. And you'll see here at the landing page, there's a lot of great content. There's a countdown clock that's beautiful. All the property photos, my 100% home marketing plan. And this is in all of your single property websites. What is your homework landing page right there? They get a home value estimate. If they, let me bring that letter back up again, excuse me. Let me download it. If they scroll down, you're going to see here, it's got the call to action now for the homeowner. That's a little bit more direct. When this home is sold, it'll affect your home value. A little bit of information there. And then I'd like to invite you to get your home value for free. So they can also go to this easy URL as well. They can scan the QR code, send a text, or go to one of those 2 URLs to get their home value off this letter. Absolutely so powerful. It works so well. And the really cool thing is you can edit this text right here super easy. And so the idea is use the letter as default, right? You're going to be absolutely fine. We always talk about using the letter. If you use it once, it's great. It'll work. If you use it a couple of times, it gets even better. So what a lot of people will do either at just listed or open house, mail out maybe 1 to 200, because you don't have to start releasing with this. Don't do 500 at once. All right. Work your way up to that. Even now, even now, Corey, he only does 2 to 500 at a time, but he's been doing it for years at this point. You don't need to start out that big. Between 1 to 200, if you can do it a couple of times for that same listing, do it to the same homes. And then if you've got the phone numbers where you can call those people up, we've got a script for this as well, which I'll go through in a minute. But so this letter, whether it's your open house or one that you borrow, get it to the neighbors. If you don't have an open house and it's your listing, you can do this for coming soon. You can do that for just listed, and you can do it for active as well. So any status is totally fine. And so I would always do it once while it's for sale. And once the listing goes pending, so if I go back to my listings here, you can see there's a pending listing, and I'll throw it to you for one of my pending listings, and then I'll throw it for a just sold. That's not mine. So I click on market listing. I go to the nearby homeowner letter. I'm going to click to download it. We'll take a quick look at it before I talk about edits. And that's what's so cool about this letter is you can literally print it in your office, grab a buddy, and go door knocking. All right. Just go knock on doors if you're in a good area. If I get a safe, I don't want you going in the area. I'm not only going by yourself either. But you edit this. So here's where it gets really powerful. Events and current events news can motivate people to take action with the recent, and I got 2 great things for you. Let me bring up that email again. So give me 1 second here. And the email. So I want to take what's in this email, right about the Fed's cutting rate and now being perhaps a good time to sell. And I want to put this in that letter. So what I'm going to do, and this is in your account. You can just copy that text like that. We'll bring that back over here. And because I'm in the editor, let me show you how I got there again. So under the nearby prominent letter, you'll see 3 little icons. Download. And so if I click edit, the editor will come up, and here I am in the editor. And what I can do is just highlight that text that I want to replace. Paste in my text. I'm going to come up here and just center it. And just format it a little bit. Like I want to make that bold. And I'm going to just make that line look a little bit better. I'm going to bring this up here. So you can depending on the look nice. I'm going to bold that line too. So I'm just replacing the default call to action with something more topical. And let me do that arrow. And then I'm going to change click below to the QR code above because they can do all that stuff there. All the offers we're making below can be made or can be accessed by scanning that QR code above. I'm going to format this a little bit. And I'm going to delete that. Again, I'm just going to take that. I'm going to see the QR code above. I'll scan the QR code above to get it. And download it. And now I've got a letter with a topical message for the homeowners, right? I'll format that a little bit better before I send it out, obviously, but I just want to show you how to drop content onto that letter. So here you're going to see a couple of examples, but here is one, and I'm going to walk you through this one. Are investors offering me pennies on the dollar for your home? So it's the same nearby homeowner letter. So it's the same default nearby homeowner letter, but with the new message, are investors offering you pennies on the dollar for your home? If you've got a home that is in an area that is pre-2000 or maybe pre-1995 home builds, where it's a popular area for investors to go to, this right here could be so powerful. Oh my gosh, this right here. One of our clients, she just got a listing from a seller, and the seller was being offered half price for her home. The client, the agent ran there for a property that just sold. The homeowner responded to the ad, became a lead. The agent reached out, touched base with her, and the homeowner said, yeah, I'm talking to investors. They're offering me $100,000 on my home. The agent walked her through how selling it could net her more money. And in fact, she did $200,000. So the seller sold the home for $200,000 minus 5% versus selling to $400,000 to an investor. So imagine the service that you can provide your local homeowners, your local neighbors that are getting hit by investors. Don't let them sell to investors. All right. Give them options. Let them know that you can walk them through, that you can make the sale of their home as easy and fast and as painless as possible. And that paying 5% to an agent to sell it directly to a buyer will be much more beneficial than selling to an investor. So we got a couple of great messages. One is to the homeowners, letting them know that with lower rates, more home affordability, more buyers can now come into the market. It's not going to be 1,000,005 buyers. More buyers are able to afford a home. And the point on that is, when you want to list, if you're thinking about selling your home anytime in the last 2 years, anytime in the next year from now, right now in this time might be the best time. Because again, as people see homes selling or home prices going up a little bit, more homeowners are going to look at it and go, oh, wow, this is something I want to get into. We've been thinking about selling our home. So before that happens, let's get ahead of that and get your home listed and get your home full. And so by combining that kind of news or the events that are motivating people to take action, we can get more listings. So again, the Nearby Homeowner letter, we know it's proven. We know it works. And what we can do, like I said, is just take it and extend it a little bit to be a little bit more, I don't know, seem more compelling, because you either leave as default or any open house, any pending, or any sold listing is going to work. But it's always good, right? To bring them mixed in new messages, see what works, see what motivates people, and leveraging current events, leveraging current news can help motivate people a little bit more even. Let me show you just film listing. And that symbol right there means it's not mine. So anytime you see this little symbol here, just I borrow the listing. And if I go to the Nearby Homeowner letter, right there, here's the default letter. I'll just download it and show you. So here's how I would use this letter. I would use this letter for a home that is, so if you don't have a pending or sold listing to market, and always talk to your broker first. In the training that we do for the pending and sold, we talk about using an image of the street like you see here. So it's not a one home, that I don't use the street address. So I'm not using 786 Douglas. I'm using another home on Douglas. In fact, I can change that URL. In fact, I'll show you in a little bit. And I wouldn't do this necessarily for like radio would. For like, if I know the top agent they do postcards and they got a heavy direct mail presence, I may not do this for that listing, but a lot of listings are done and sold by agents that don't do anything. It might be an agent from out of the area that had a listing in your farm. It may be an agent that's just a part-time agent. It might be an agent that just doesn't do a lot of marketing. Check out using this letter. Now, again, we don't use a home address. Now, when leads respond off of this and leads, whether they email us or they call us or text us, obviously then we're going to mention the address of the property, but in all of our marketing, it'll look like this. And in fact, I'm going to change that URL and I will show you a little bit of an aside. But if I go to domains, I can click edit and I can put it like, I'll put Douglas Boulevard. And if it's my listing, I'm going to leave it as is. Click save. I think I already did. The market listing now. And I click download. Now the new URL will be there. And that's how I would market this listing. Even if it's your listing, if here's the deal, and hopefully you hear me say this a lot, having conversations with your homeowners across all audiences, having a conversation with seller leads across all audiences about listings going into contract and listing selling is one of the best ways to generate great seller leads at a great cost per lead. All this other marketing that you're doing to get seller leads, it's great, it's fine, but leveraging listings that are going into contract and selling, yours or borrowed, like I'm showing you here, is way more powerful, right? Again, quality and cost per lead does nothing better than a penny or so listing, yours or borrowed. Does that make sense for everybody? Now, if you've got the ability to also call these homeowners, so for example, you buy a list from My Plus Leads, from RedX, from another source, and you're able to skip trace that list before you do the mailing or door knocking. We've got a script right here, so-called prospecting script. And this is very powerful again. I think in basic advertising and marketing, the more times people hear from us across different platforms, typically the faster and the more we're going to convert. Phone call, even if you leave a voicemail and or sending a text can also make the difference between getting the listing or not. A lot of times people might see the letter, they set it down, they think to get to it. Maybe they don't for a few months. So if you actually are able to call them and you do, use this script right here because it becomes a did you get script. All right. You might call and say, hey, Victorian, this is Scott with Listings Leads Realty, and we'll let you know that another home on Douglas Boulevard in Granite Bay just sold. I believe it's only a few blocks away from you. You can see I'm reading here. I sent a letter with a link and a QR code to the single property website with all the photos and details. I just want to make sure you got that. If you need to, you can send a text 33861-2567 to get the virtual tour sent to you. If your home's value has been affected by this home being sold, and because of this, I will be preparing an updated home value estimate for your home. Would Victoria@gmail be the best email to send that to? So do you get that script right there? Even if you leave a voicemail, that would be better than nothing. You could send it in a text, right? Just send a text, just format that to fit the text size, but it's going to say another home on Douglas Boulevard just sold. Put in you can get the short URL from Listings to Leads to include in the text. And then send the second text, your home value has changed. Is this email the best email to send that to? But you got the phone call, you got the text, you got the letter. This works. You just saw Corey, 13 listings this year. Many other clients using this letter to get strong listing leads. Again, if you can call, great. If you can't, that's fine. If you want to edit it with topical news, like what we talked about just now, great. You don't have to. And if you want to also send it via text referencing the letter, you can do that as well. The more you do, the better you're going to do. But doing any one of those things, especially the letter, will get you started and get some leads coming in. Open house, pending, just sold, the 3 best. If you don't have any of those accessible to you, coming soon, just listed, and active will totally work as well. Now, if you don't have any of that, and then already get into, I want you to be the local expert for free, right? And the local celebrity and the local mayor for free. I'm going to get into that in a minute. But if you go to landing pages, because we this letter under the free home values landing page here, maybe landing pages, the very first one on the top left, but marketing tools, you're going to see the letter, farm prospecting letter. And if I click to download, you're going to see it's the same thing, pretty much. And so I can click it and I can swap out this text right here with any of the text that we talked about earlier or anything else that you want. If you got another call to action that you think you want to try to homeowners in your area, drop it in there. Just format it, make it look nice. Let support know if you need help with it. And then get that letter to those homeowners. Because until we initiate these conversations, until we actually touch base with the homeowners, how are you going to get listings? We're going to do the ads. We're going to do the post. We're going to do the short form videos, right? All social media mastery. We're going to do the email to the database, and we're going to call top leads and the leads that open the email. That was part of database mastery. And then we're going to circle prospects on GeoFarm, homeowners, in our sales area. This has got to be, if you can, I would try to do 100 letters a week. If I think door knock or door drop, I would do 100. If you can't, do the door hangers. If you can do the door hangers, that would be great as well. And if you can't do the door hangers, maybe you do the postcards. The thing I like about the letters, though, is the fact that you can print them right in your office or your home. Here's a postcard, right? QR code looks awesome for the free home buyers landing page. Here's the back of the postcard. So awesome postcard. And the postcard looks fabulous. And the reason why our postcard, why they work so well. If any of you ever read, is it Jordan Cohen's book, Agent Edge or something, where he talks about, and I learned real estate this way. And what I love about Jordan Cohen's book is he talks about the fact that think of yourself not as a real estate agent, but think of yourself as an agent. And think of yourself as an agent where instead of having Michael Jordan or Tom Brady or whoever as your client is the home, your goal is not to make yourself look the best you can. Right? That will happen. Just like it happens for the top agents. It happens because they make their clients successful. That's where the reputation comes from. The reputation comes from making your client look amazing. So by having great quality photos or video, and then your marketing not embarrassing you, right? I see so much marketing is so tacky, it's ridiculous, right? The stuff I get in the mail is ridiculous. 7 out of 10 times it's borderline tacky. All right. Big photo, beautifully simple, elegant design. The star of this is not me. When Michael Jordan or Tom Brady or any of these people, when they're in the negotiations and they're doing stuff, the agent is there to represent their client. Make sense? That's where the reputation comes from, because their client got a $10 million deal or $100 million deal. That's where the agent gets famous. And the same thing can be true of you if you lead with making sure that when you're marketing your properties, that you're doing it beautifully. And you can market properties just like this one, or this is the free home buys, but you heard me say, you can borrow listings that are for sale with permission from agents. And then you can what I call quote unquote borrow listings that are pending and sold. And so I'm going to put this link right here. This is a training in the mastermind group on how to borrow a pending or sold listing. And so again, I think borrow, because the term borrow for a listing that is for sale is a little bit different, because then you're going to get permission from the agent. Hey, can I market your listing? 9 times out of 10, the agent is going to say yes. Agents I talked to, they say they really never had anyone say no to that. But when you borrow pending or sold, again, it's going to look something more like this, where we're using a few of the homes on that street. We're using the term another home versus the street number. And then again, we're only going to be about the street address when we literally talk to people. Does that make sense for everybody? There's really between listings that are for sale, listings that you do an open house for, yours are borrowed, or pending and sold, or the free home buys. You got 4 minimum of different content that you can write on. The next part of this, I want to show you. Let me bring this over. So this is all business transaction stuff, right? This is your standard. I didn't hate to use the word standard, because there's nothing standard about actually getting work done. Most people don't ever do anything. So while I say standard, you actually doing it is amazing, because like 9 out of 10 agents aren't going to do anything, and they're going to wonder why they got one listing every 2 or 3 months. That's how we're. If you do it the way we talk about it, you're going to get, the goal is for you to get up to a closing a week. That's the goal here. And doing what we talk about, paying attention to your results, and then building and adding more to it. right? It's like a race. You got to start the race by getting off the starting line. Before you even get to the starting line, you need to warm up a little bit. And then you need to stick with it because you can't finish the race if you don't run the race. Same thing right here. So now let's have some fun with some free things. In your area, there are local charities. There's a lot of them. There are nonprofits. There are community organizations. There are churches that are doing great work in your community. And I want you to start promoting them in short form videos. I want you to be the PR firm for every single local charity that you can find in your area and help amplify and promote their message to your audience so that you can start A, learning more about what's going on in your area, but B, people that belong to these charities or people that support or already help out these charities, if they see you promoting it, the affinity that you're going to get from that, the goodwill that you're going to get from that is you can't even pay for it, right? You're not even going to be able to pay for it. But I think people are passionate, right? They're intense about these charities that they're either giving money to, that they're giving time to, that have helped out people they know, that maybe helping them out. And so if we can get into the spirit of promoting the events, the giveaways, the auctions, the fundraisers that our local nonprofits or local charities or local community groups are doing, it's free content for us to get a better relationship with people in our audience. What we want to do is, I want you to go to Google and start finding and making a list of 6 to 8 local charities in your area. And then what I want you to do is I want you to check in, they love event calendars, all right? And this is the best time of year for this. This is like literally the perfect time of year to start this project because we're going into Thanksgiving, we're going into Christmas, we're going into New Year's. This is the time of year that there's a lot of need. This is the time of year that people literally all year long, they don't think about donating or volunteering. This is the time of year they all do. If you can get ahead of this, you're going to be it's going to be amazing for you. Look at their event calendars, right? Again, do they have a auction? Do they have a fundraiser? Or do they have like an event that's raising funds? You don't need to donate money. You don't even need to donate time. What we're going to do is start doing a video a week. If you got more, I would just do them as appropriate, right? As I look at their event calendar, I would just do the videos as I find out about it. You might contact the person at the charity, find out if there's any other information that maybe I would call the charity up and say, hey, my name is Scott Pierce. I'm an agent in Folsom. And I saw that you've got a event coming up and I'd love to promote that to my audience. Is there any other information that you can share or anything else about it that I can let them know about? Again, establishing relationships with influencers in your area. All of these people at charities, nonprofits, community groups, these are the type of people that know everybody, literally everybody in your local area. And find out a little bit about them, right? Think about their origin story, how they got started with this. Maybe you could do a quick interview with them. Maybe you might want to do a local community profile, email or video. Can you imagine? All right. And I'm going to give you, we're going to walk through a live example here. In my area, the local SPCA had Oktoberfest on October 5th. What is an awesome event. And so I promoted it. You could take it with a Facebook post. And you know what's so easy about this? All I did is I just went to their website. Got all the information. I took you did. So please click right to the website. So I'm just linking to the website. I'm not here to generate leads. I'm not here, right? For what I'm here for is to promote a local community group. In this case, I guess a nonprofit, right? SPCA, but a group that's doing good work in the community. I want to be a part of that. As an agent in my community, I want to be a part of that. Let me see if I can. Let's do this real quickly. I'm going to move this around. Let's see if we can do this live together. And give me your feedback on this. Do you understand where I'm going with this, or do you understand what we're doing here? I'm going to, so I'm going to reminder, just give me a second here. I'm going to do local charity run profits, Folsom, California. Just bring it over. There'll be even more here I didn't even know about before. So we got the Folsom Zoo Sanctuary, right? St. Vincent de Paul. So Friends of Folsom, let's take a look at that one. I've never seen this one before. So we're doing this one together cold. But here's the charity. What I'm looking for first is their event calendar. Boom, right? What I said. They always do. Every one of these websites. And this is amazing content. This is really the best kind of content. Because it's also local. It is hyper local. So they're having their, this Friday. Oh, awesome. It's fine. Get this video off the door. Right. I don't have this is something I'm going to do this week. Let me find, all right, they're having their 15th annual turkey drive. Throw down, first annual. Oh, even better, first annual. So they really want people to help out promoting it. You know what I might do? I might see where I can send a message. And let's see where, if I can find out how to send a message, I'll be interested. And then let me see here if there's a message organizer. Friends of Folsom and Brody Stewart Band. I'll go back to the website and I'll reach out to them. What I'm going to do is I want to call them up and I'm say, hey, my name is Scott Pierce. I'm a local real estate agent, and I've got, I saw that you have an event on Friday, and I really want to promote that to my audience. It's all the information that you have about it. It's where should people park, will there be food and drinks available, right? Try to think of something that you can share with your audience related to that event, whether it be an auction, are you hoping to get donations, right? How can we help out here, right? Get that content from them, introduce yourself, and then maybe while you're talking to them, if it sounds like they got a little bit of time, ask them about their origin story. How did you get started in this group? How did the group get started? Do you have any great success stories that you can share? As I'd love to share that with my audience. What do you always hear from people when people hear a great story, like a heartwarming story? What do people always say? Oh my God, we need more of this. They always, you put a great story up on Facebook, people are going to be like, oh my God, that's so great. And if you can bring that content to your local community by promoting the events of groups in your area, right? Quick short form video, put that in the phone into your car, turn on record, right? Hey, this is Jolena Averill from XYZ Realty, and I'm only that. Friends of Folsom is having their first annual, what was it again? Their turkey. Let's see what that was again. Their 15th annual turkey drive, first annual throwdown on Friday over at the park. And it's going to be a great event. They're hoping to raise funds or whatever, have fun. There's going to be games and food trucks, and get that to your local audience. Get that to your audience. You can repurpose that into an email. And it's also about that kind of an email. It is a kind of a bonus email that you could send, even if somebody got an email from you about a just sold listing, or maybe they got an email from you about a PDF guide. If a few hours later, they got an email from you regarding the Friends of Folsom 15th annual turkey drive with the information about that event, how awesome would that be? Because now they're going, wow, Scott is dialed in. He knows people. He's promoting this great event. And if this was something that they were also involved with in any format, I just went up from like a nobody to a level 8, a level 7 or level 8, because they don't know me. They don't care that I'm an agent, but they're like, wow, this guy is promoting something that I am also passionate about. So I want to be thinking about circle prospecting. I want to be thinking about farming, not just in a capacity of getting that nearby homeowner letter out, doing the postcard or door hanger, calling where I've got the phone numbers into my farm or in a circle prospecting environment. But also think about how can you promote, and then you can do local businesses. If the local business is going to have some sort of a, or maybe there's a great band coming to play at a bar on Friday, you can promote that. right? The Cheese Balls are a band that played in Folsom at a bar, and they're a hell of a lot of fun, right? So doing a video, hey, everybody, the Cheese Balls are playing tonight in Folsom, and want to make sure that you're going to be there. They're so fun. And, if you like the 80s cover music and great costumes and stage antics, this band is so much fun. Hopefully we'll see you there tonight. That kind of a video promoting the local things happening in your area. Let's take a look at one more here. So let's take a look at giving edge again. That's off the big day. Let's check this out. So we're going to get involved. Later on, if you wanted to donate your time or money, off the ability to help promote these places. So many of these places live in obscurity. On the website was a kind of website that's gathering all that information. Here, let's take a look at events. Like a stories of volunteer program mentoring. I don't see any events, but if I wanted to, I might just give it a quick little video about how they mentor kids. Right, that's a great video. Right, hey, everybody's got a little routine, and you may not realize it, but there's obviously a lot of kids in that area and that need help with mentoring. And Folsom Soul is a great community organization. If you want more information about them, definitely check them out at folsomshop.org. Right, what a great video. So I want to be thinking about supporting the nonprofits, the community groups, right, the churches, different groups that are making a difference in your local communities. But give me some feedback on that. I'm my own broker. That's awesome. But if you got some top agents, right? You got a couple of good agents, or maybe that's something that you bring into your office and you give people the ability. Maybe it doesn't have to be a profit center, but it could be something where you a little bit of money on, right? For your agents to print up those letters. But so it doesn't know how big of an office you got, but if you got 10 agents and you can talk to them, show them the training on them, the homeowner letter, share some of the successes that people have had with it, and get them to say, hey, you know what? You give me $200 a month and I'll let you get to print up 200 copies, right? Or something like that. If it's just you, get busy. But so delayed to you, everybody else, come on, give me some feedback here. Do you understand between the nearby homeowner letter, using it either as default or customize it with some topical messages relating to what's going on in the world? Or in this case here, for the investors, pennies on the dollar, if you're in an area, I think this would be an awesome one. We talked about sending out that via email yesterday. We talked about putting that on social media on Monday. And so today for GeoFarm and circle prospecting, again, if you are in a neighborhood or if your sales area there, your farm, if that bill like pre-2000 or maybe 1995, this could be a great message right here for those homeowners. So I would definitely, and for every meeting, the default, you're good to go. Another default. Yeah. So we talked about that and hitting it hard with the nonprofits and the community groups. This is great. I'll do a little for my listing. Let's see here. Yeah. Bring them. I promise you, there's so much content in your area, especially this time of year. You can be doing 2 to 3 videos a week, easy. No problem. So let's go back up here. Nonprofits and charities. Oh, Twin Lakes Food Bank. That's another one. Go to the link. So this is, again, one of those websites that kind of brings all these different websites together. So then I'll find their website. So this is a specific group. And again, that's who we got support, ways to support, content. Right at the top. There you go. Look at that. Tickets on sale now, live gala, November 8th, Lakeside Church. Boom. I'm gonna get a little more information about this. I might call them up. I might ask them for a little bit. Now, this is a super famous one. Oh my gosh, this is like one of the bigger ones in the area. But it doesn't matter. I'm still going to promote that event, right? Tickets on sale now, the live gala. We get the information. How much does it cost? Where is it at? Maybe if I can find some pictures online, I'd like to see what it looked like last year. It did a couple of minutes, nothing crazy. I can see here, they're going to have live music. Ooh, catered. Nice. There's an online auction. Fund and need closes. I'm not sure what that is, but they're having something like that as well. So yeah, this would be an awesome video. You mentioned somebody printing on the backside of the test stand, but doing it a little better. Either way, the difference between the two, I think, is so inconsequential that I would just do whichever one either that you like or that works better for you. Folding inquiry, and let me see if I can find that post. Hold on a second. Because there's a post in the Mastermind group that you may have seen before where she actually showed it, what it looked like. Let me see if I can find it and I'll bring it over for you. Yep. Here we go. I'm trying to see why did I post it. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. So you can see here. So that looks, I think, yeah, let's try folded. So the letter. So she added a lot to it. Can I just tell you something? Please don't edit that letter more than I showed you. I had no idea how this worked, but that's a lot of text that you're making people read. And the reason why I formatted it like this, we need a white space. I want them to get to the call to action quickly. I want them to be able to look at this letter and in about 3 seconds, get it and know where they want to be at in it. When it's too much stuff in it, like this one here, if it's hard to see for you, there's just a lot of text in this letter. Technically, it is the nearby homeowner letter. It's almost like so much on there that you're losing them because you're going to make them have to invest about 5 minutes of time. And hey, you know what? The people that maybe it works better because for the people that do get through it, they're more compelled and more convinced of the need to call. I always tell people, try it out. Just try it out, see how it works for you. But I do, at the same time, I tell people, start with the defaults or just follow our training in the beginning. So by default, you don't need to change anything in this letter. This letter is great as it is. If you want to try something a little bit different, try the ideas I just gave you. And then, hey, later on, if you say, hey, I think doing a long form letter like this example here would be great to try, do it. Not a problem. In this type here, she represented the buyer. Again, you don't have to be the listing agent to use the letter. You could be a buyer's agent and use it. The My Plus Leads would be one. Redex would be another one. Gap lead. Folders and okay, if you put to any Facebook group and each of you ask that question, you read like 100 answers from people. But let me show you. My Plus Leads. If I go to services, neighborhood data, and like deal, that's right. Yeah, actually, just the likely list is fine, but I'm going to be in business for the next 10 years, hopefully the next 20 years. And so who is likely to listen now may not be the ones likely to listen a year from now. And I'm going to get all of them. I want really more the neighborhood data because I'm going to be into that for 10 to 20 years. And so I'm likely this is good, but I think the likely the list will also be in here. Does that make sense for everybody? However you want to do it. But the reason why I came here is notice for sale by owner. You know, they've got the amazing for sale by owner presentation and tools. Expired, same thing. We got that 26 page branded. Remind is another one. You got Remind would be a great for us to use. Now pay attention to the fact, if you're going to also want to call these people, that whatever service you use as the ability to skip trace, the term skip trace, what that means is they're going to run all that information against the different databases, the DEMC and all that stuff. And they're going to find as many phone numbers for you as possible and non-free services. And then they're going to let you know, is this on the DMC or not? And so It's a great way to be able to then know who could I call and who can I not call. Would you use a nearby homeowner letter for a home that sold 6 months ago? Probably not. 6 months ago is a little bit much. So Rhonda, just so talk with me here. Have you helped any buyers in that same area maybe where you were the selling agents? And if not that, like I said, open house is awesome. You could borrow a sold listing, right? And again, when I say borrow, it's a little bit of a misnomer because we're not really borrowing it. We're just leveraging it. In fact, that might be a better way to say it. Yeah. Oh, Rhonda, I'll unmute you. Qualify. Yeah, everyone's muted. But give me a second and let me see, Rhonda, if I can unmute you. Just don't say anything. Keep it PG. I got you. All right. No, please.
No, I thought you wanted me to talk to you a little bit about my question.
You want to type your question, or you want to talk? Because I got you unmuted.
Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Of course. So I'll meet you back up again. Yeah, we got everybody muted because what happens is someone's phone or significant other or dog or whoever is going to start coming through and creating a lot of background noise for everybody. But around you can also get in the mastermind group and ask a question there. And we go back and forth on it. You can type it here right now, or you can even ask for a support team if needed. But definitely get in the mastermind group. We'll look to break down stuff with you and walk through things and beat you in the right direction if needed. Is everybody excited about having a great strategy for circle prospecting and geofarming? And then I want you to lean into these nonprofit community groups and charities in your local area. There's so much benefit you can give them. There's benefit you can give to their constituents. There's benefits that you can give to people that are wanting to help out and donate that maybe don't know about places and don't know about things. And that's going to be a major benefit to you as you establish more relationships with these groups and with people in your local community. So it's literally like a win-win. It's even better than a win-win situation because it's the groups win, constituents win, your community wins, and you're going to win. I don't think it was working. I was talking. I thought you were asking me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Rhonda. Yeah, no, like I said, I wouldn't do it for a home 6 months ago. Okay, get in the mastermind group and we can have a better conversation in there. And I'll just type it and go ahead, ask the question a little bit more, add more detail to it if you want to, and I'll respond back and I'll get you going. I'll tell you, if you thought that published, I don't know if anyone is necessarily interested, but somebody the other day asked about, hold on. So here, how would you spend $100 a day in ads? Which I was like, carefully. First of all, it's always better to ease into things. You will see here, I replied to him what I would do. Come work your way up, right? Don't sit there and try to spend $100 a day right away because you probably can't handle the leads. You probably don't have enough. Your follow-up is probably not built to handle the sheer number of leads that were coming to you. You have to hire an assistant at that point. Work your way up to anything, right? We'll send out 500 letters at once in the beginning. Send out 1 to 200. Great reply to his question, I think. And then I even get down to Google and how I would do Google. Think about that if you want to. A lot of great posts in the mastermind group. So any other questions before I let you go? Thank you everybody for joining us. Senator Sims, good to see you. And Tony, awesome. Victoria, Louise, good, awesome. Dana, Brenda, good. Everybody else, thank you for joining us. Any other questions before I let you go? All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining the mastermind group. Give us feedback. Let us know how you're doing. If we can give any help, let us know. We'll talk to you soon. The question always counts. But I also want to take a moment and I want to share our, if you go to youtube.com/listings to leads and click on playlist, you're going to see we got 1 minute lead gen tips now. And I would love to have you go like, comment, share. But sooner, go ahead. What's your question? Reminder media email letters keep going to the spam box. I can't speak to them specifically, but it's also the reason why we don't let people add in quote unquote contacts into listings to leads, because what happens is people start uploading cold leads, never opted in, and the stuff starts going out. It starts affecting the server reputation of people like, I'm not going to say the names. I don't know if it's just, this is their issue, but it's usually what it is. And then it affects the whole system. And so a lot of these programs, that's why a lot of CRMs, after a while, right, they work great in the beginning. Then after a while, you realize, shit, everything's going to the spam or be delivered at all. It's because somebody somewhere uploaded a massive list that turned out to be spam. And because the company didn't keep a lock on that, now the whole system is affected. Yeah. Does that make sense? The thing that we're going to be doing is actually using an absolutely complete server, database, and even provider for some of the emails and stuff that we're going to use. When we start allowing people to come in, we're actually going to, when the email's full before they opt in, first of all, if you upload 100 contacts, let's say, what we'll do is completely new server, completely new database, completely new provider. We're going to send out a opt-in email to them and only allow people to opt in to actually be added to a campaign. I don't want to see any of these cold and some lead that you generated 20 years ago, right? That you upload, that's just spam. That's why a lot of these programs get beat up that way over time. Yeah. And that's just part of trying to make money fast. And so you just let everything happen, and next thing, no one's getting the benefit. All right, listen, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Get to our YouTube 1 minute lead gen tips. Please leave likes and comments, share it with people, and we'll talk to you soon.